Two robbers were hit from their motorbike after $200,000 was taken from a man in Yorton. Two bike riders who robbed more than $200,000 from a man at gunpoint on Thursday were injured when the victim used his car to hit them from their motorbikes. This incident took place in Yorton, St. Catherine, and it resulted in a traffic pileup for several hours. According to the head of the St. Catherine North Police, the men escaped after the incident. Police mentioned that close to 1:30 p.m., the man left a bank in Yorton and was trailed home by two men on bikes. The bikers reportedly pulled guns, held the man up at his gate, and robbed him of the cash. The police said that the men rode off unaware that their victim was trailing them in his motor vehicle. Upon reaching the Yorton Main Road, the motorist hit the men from their motorcycles, injuring them. The frightened robbers hastily hopped away from the scene, leaving their bikes behind. They did, however, manage to take the money and their weapons. Police responded to the incident and conducted a search of the area, but the men were not found. The motorbikes were seized. The Linstead police are conducting further investigations into this incident in an effort to ascertain who these men are. An employee is accused of stealing $3.2 million from a credit union. A 47-year-old accountant accused of stealing $3.2 million from a credit union pleaded guilty to 8 counts of larceny when he appeared before the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Thursday. Latty, who was employed with the credit union, agreed to pay restitution to his former employer in the full amount that was stolen. According to information presented by the courts, Latty stole the money from the credit union between January and March 2021. However, while the court did not hear how the crime was discovered, it was mentioned that it is appropriate in sentencing that Latty repay the money that was stolen. The judge asked if Latty had money to pay restitution. He disclosed that he did not have the money, however, he had every intention to repay the credit union. He later informed the court that he needs until the end of the month to get the funds together, but he later agreed to start making payments on April 14th. Latty was ordered to surrender his travel documents and was made the subject of a fingerprint order. A stop order was also imposed at the Island Sports, and he is to report to the police twice weekly. A man who killed his best friend over a bicycle will serve a life sentence. He was 13 years old when he stabbed and killed his 15-year-old best friend during an altercation over a bicycle. When he was eventually tried, convicted, and sentenced to life imprisonment at hard labor for that murder, he was 20 years old. Last Friday, this man lost an appeal against his sentence after the appeal court found that the sentencing judge at the time could not be faulted for imposing that prison term, and that the sentence of life imprisonment with the stipulation that he serves 15 years before being eligible for parole was not manifestly excessive, as argued by his attorney. The man, who is now 25 years old, will still have to serve the time that was specified. According to the evidence that was presented during the trial on December 6, 2009, the convict and the other individual were engaged in an altercation over a bicycle when the stabbing incident occurred. The other person died. The convict claimed that he acted in self-defense and that he was provoked to act as he did. The prosecution's case, which rested largely on the evidence of one eyewitness, was that on the day in question, the convict, without permission, rode away on a bicycle that the 15-year-old was using to make deliveries. When he returned with the bicycle, a quarrel developed between them. He was told to get off the bicycle but refused. He, however, dismounted after his friend had pushed him. The 15-year-old made another delivery before returning to the community, where the 13-year-old confronted him. In the altercation, the 13-year-old, the court was told, pulled a knife from his waist. The 15-year-old escaped and armed himself with an ice pick. However, the eyewitness intervened, begged them to stop, and threw the ice pick away. The 15-year-old, the court was told, then took up a knife, but was again appealed to by their witness. He dropped the knife. The 15-year-old started walking away from the spot, but the 13-year-old followed him, reached around him, stabbed him in the chest, and escaped. He was later caught by a man in the community and held until the police arrived. During the trial, the accused, in his defense, said the reverse had occurred, and that his friend who had died had been the aggressor. He also said that the prosecution's eyewitness had lied and was not present at the time of the incident. He further said that he did not intend to kill his friend when he stabbed him.